Okay folks, I'm going to show you how to tie a clove hitch in this video. Clove hitch, really easy. I'm also going to show you a variation on a clove hitch, which is called a constrictor hitch, which has different applications, but it's a simple step from one to the other, and it puts another knot in your toolbox, if you like. Clove hitches are used primarily for the start of a lashing, so attaching to a pole in a secure way. You can use it in numerous ways. I mean, but mostly it's for tying around something like a pole, a stand, whatever you want to use it for, whatever you find a use. And I think that's the thing about knotting is there probably is one knot for every job, but it doesn't mean that you can't use another one or adapt another one or use multiples. It depends on whatever you need to get done. So let's have a look. So I'm using this branch for demonstration purposes because it's round, and most of the time a clove hitch will be tied on something that's round. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your working end over, let it drop, and then we're going to bring it up and cross over itself, and then come round underneath, and then back up, and then come adjacent to the standing part on the inside, tuck under and pull, and that's it. That's a clove hitch in essence. You can put some weight onto that and it'll just bite, it'll get tighter. The more you cinch it up, and because that is effectively working as a locking bar, so that pulls tight and it's secure. So the variation on that, and that's tying it around an object. I mean, what you can do is if you've got an object that is open-ended, so we were cut off here, and you didn't want to tie it around it, you can actually do what they call cast it. So you can cast a knot, which is basically form one bite, then form another bite, put one behind the other, and there you've got your clove hitch, and you can slide that over the end of something that is open-ended, which is equally easy. But the other one that I was talking about, which is the constrictor hitch, this one's very good. It grips. It's great for, say, if you've got a bundle of I don't know, firewood, some poles that you're going to be using for making a structure or something, and you've got to carry it some distance and you want it all holding together. This is a good one for that. You can also use it for making rope ladders with runs in and things like that. So let's start as we started again. So we're just taking our end of rope, passed it over, come up from underneath, cross over itself, back onto the other side. I know I'm now doing it the other way around, but it's the same. And then up on the inside of the standing part underneath where you've crossed over, and then pull both ends. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my working end and I'm just going to cross over and under this bit on the right hand side, and then pull. And then you've got, it's quite, I'll just slacken it off a bit so I can move it around. It's quite distinctive looking. It's quite an attractive knot, but that will really bite. That takes some undoing. Once you pull that tight, I mean, if you tried that around a Coke can with some paracord and pulled tightly on both ends, you'd nearly cut the can in half. And sometimes as well, it's a bit of a downside to these knots, you have to cut them to release them. So don't use anything that you're particularly fond of if that may occur. So yeah, so we started off with a clove hitch, which is a basic knot. It's a scouting knot. It's one of those knots that you learn in scouts. The constrictor hitch isn't, although I think it ought to be, unless they've moved on, and they now do. Clove hitch, so over, cross over itself, underneath, and then back underneath, and then pull both ends. Clove hitch. Simples. And then to make it into that constrictor, just take it over the right hand and underneath and pull. Again, equally simple. You can also cast this one. You know, I say about casting, where you want to slide a knot over the end of something rather than tying it around something. So basically form a bite, take that underneath. This is more tricky, and then what you do is you twist those two loops away from each other, and there you have it. That one takes a bit of practice. Don't be upset if you don't get that one straight away, but it's worth knowing, purely because if you want to put a constrictor hitch over the end of something, because it's easier, then you know how to do it. Anyway, so there you have it, clove hitch and a constrictor hitch. Easy as. Once you've done it a couple of times, you'll soon get the hang of it, and you'll be trying to figure out where you can use it. And I'll at some point, I dare say, in some future videos, I will be putting it into practical application, so you can get a better idea. But there's many books out there, not in books, apps even, things like that, that will show you just the same. I'm just showing you what I know, in the hope that you'll see it and you'll be able to take something from it. So if you like what I'm doing on the YouTube channel, please press the like button, share if you feel like it, particularly amongst forest school colleagues who always appreciate the help. Until next time, look after each other, stay safe in the woods, and be careful, you don't know who's in the woods.